So DMZ has been facing a lot of problems lately. Lack of content, AI, everything's just kind of going downhill and nothing's really working good out for the community of DMZ, and things are definitely dying and slowing down. Today's video, I kind of just want to talk about soloing in DMZ and everything that's going on that needs to be fixed and addressed very quickly even before season 3 in order to save this game. So the AI have been a problem ever since the start of DMZ. Ever since this game has been released and they integrated DMZ into the game, everybody's complaints were about the AI. With Season 1, they were very bad. With the start of Season 2, they promised to change them and make them easier, and, well, the opposite kind of happened. And my question is, how does this actually happen? How do you make a mistake that bad? Wouldn't you be testing out these things that are going on? Or are you going to be adding into your new $1 million franchise of a game, which is honestly just crazy to me? The AI, they spawn in at these large rates. They beam you from far away. I've been hit by shotguns, Brysons from AIs that just hit me from 60, 70 meters away. And it's actually crazy to think about. Like, these AIs are in the game just to kind of stop players from running around, doing whatever they want to kind of put them up with a challenge, because there's not that many players in a single DMZ game. But these AIs are worse than actual players. If you run into, say, a certain area near Final Exfil, there's going to be about 1,000, and I mean literally 1,000 Tier 3 AIs just chilling, waiting for you to run by in your vehicle, only to pop every single tire on your vehicle, destroy the engine block, and basically wipe you from existence in DMZ. I have found that in, say, the past week, you can barely solo in DMZ. Now, I know a lot of people still do. I know you can queue into solo games, obviously. But these problems in the game are kind of stopping a lot of players from being able to solo. And, I'm not talking just from my perspective or just, my own, how I play and what goes on in my games. I'm kind of speaking for everybody. The AIs are a very big problem. And honestly, I think what they should do is they should leave the difficulty exactly the same how it is right now. But I think they need to tone down the number of AIs. I think with the radiation towards Final Exfil and then the millions of AIs that spawn that are Tier 3 are just absolutely insane, especially with their accuracy. I've known on Ashika Island, it is pretty much almost impossible to run around without getting beamed practically anywhere. And then you can be 100 meters away and still get shredded by other AIs that are very far from you, which is definitely crazy and should not be happening inside of a game like DMZ, a game that's meant for missions, extracting, and PvP, PvE, anything you guys think this game mode is purposed for. This should not be happening regardless. So another problem that I've kind of seen inside of DMZ is there's not really much to do in DMZ. It's kind of getting stale and it's kind of getting dry. DMZ was released, and it was definitely one of the most popular game modes Call of Duty has seen. The whole entire community of Call of Duty or Warzone basically split it in half, and everybody went to DMZ or everybody went to Warzone 2.0. Warzone 2.0 was kind of a bust, so a lot of people stuck with DMZ, completing their missions and doing all this stuff. They added, the 7 weapon cases for the Juggernaut, killing the chemist and unlocking the M13B. And you get these rewards in DMZ in Season 1, so everybody was very excited to do this, and they were very interested in hopping into a game and trying to complete these challenges that were not easy at the beginning of Season 1. They were nearly impossible for anyone to complete. So DMZ is getting very stale. Now, if you look beyond your faction missions, what else do you have to do? The weapon cases for Ashika Island, what is the point of just getting a weapon blueprint? What is the point of playing Building 21 just to get a Chimera blueprint? There's no point into that. I feel like everybody, thinks the same way, almost like Call of Duty only wants the cool objects to be in the store, only for people to be able to buy with actual USD or whatever currency they do have. They want you to buy things. They want you to give them their money, but they almost forget about the people who actually spent the $70 or $100 on their game and give them a very small lack of content that becomes stale after a week. Another thing I think that shouldn't even be in Call of Duty, and this is almost like a ranting video, but this is kind of what's going on in the solo DMZ and what is going on in the DMZ community, are these seasons. I think that was probably one of the worst things added into Call of Duty. I've been playing Call of Duty for, about 10 years, and I think that is definitely a terrible thing, because now we only get an update twice every season. Okay, season 2 Reloaded, we did not get no content. The only thing we got was stats. That is not something that we really wanted. A lot of us just wanted, maybe a new content map, a new boss. Just add 7 more weapon case rewards. That's all I'm asking. Add, maybe a few more operator skins you can unlock in DMZ. Have a few more bosses added into Al Mazrah, Building 21. Whatever it is, just give everybody a little more content than to just complete your missions. I definitely think the mission part is kind of taking control of this entire game mode. And I know this game mode was meant for missions, but there's almost nothing else to do to be able to call it an extraction shooter. It's kind of crazy to think that you have to hop in a game and to complete your missions, and that's the only way of having fun in DMZ. And I know there's a way to looking into it, say like holding the crossbow and running up and killing Juggernaut with the explosive rounds, which is very cool and it's very fun to do. But after you do it a few times, what else are you going to do? Now you got to come up with something else. So I think the lack of content is definitely killing the whole entire player base of DMZ, and it's going to eventually ruin this game if they keep it up. And DMZ won't be in the future Call of Duties. They will never be thought about again. It's just going to end up a bust. They're going to go ahead and forget about it and never create it again, which is very sad to see because a lot of people actually enjoy this game mode. And it's just crazy to me how everything in DMZ is going on right now. You really can't even solo in DMZ. You can only really solo in Al Mazrah. You can't solo Ashika Island. PvP is becoming so much of a problem that if you run or turn any corner, it's either A, an AI is hitting you all the way from Tsuki Castle to the farms, which is nearly impossible, or just a 6-man squad sprinting at you with KB broadsides. The game is just kind of falling into a spot that nobody wants to see it go. They just kind of got to lock into what they're doing with this game and update it, man. Update this game. It's an extraction shooter. You got to keep consistently updating this. You can't just update it, twice every month or whatever it is. Even if, like I said, 7 more weapon case rewards, unlock this, unlock a weapon charm. Maybe unlock a different color for the biohazard skin. Maybe unlock, the chance to use a minigun in the DMZ. Just whatever ideas you might think of, just add it into the game so we have a little more things to do beyond the missions. Because a lot of people every season, there's people already who have completed all these series or all the factions inside of DMZ. What's the point of playing now? There's no point. You can run around with your friends, which is very fun. It's fun to hop into games and find other people. But at that, what is there to offer for you? They really need to start thinking about the future of this game mode. They need to start changing these AIs and actually changing them and not lying to the community. They need to add some massive big updates, which Season 3 is either going to make or break this game mode. If they just come out with something boring or something lame, I can promise you guys this game mode will be gone. Now, if they come out with something cool, maybe just dynamic weather. If they just add dynamic weather, the game will actually change and a lot more people will come back to DMZ and start playing again. But, if they just add something boring, a new gun, that is not going to work. That's not going to cut it. People aren't going to want to do that. It's just, there's so many things going on in DMZ right now that you really can't solo. You can't solo DMZ and actually be, feel good about yourself running into a solo DMZ match. Every time anybody loads up in solo DMZ, you're going to get PvP'd on, or the AIs are just going to destroy you. There's not really, it's a 60% chance you die, and maybe a 5% chance that you exfil. And the other 35%, I don't even know. The AIs, they're going to destroy you. It's just crazy, and I hope they fix it. I hope to see this game mode succeed in the future. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this game and on this game mode. Thank you guys again for watching. It's been your boy Spazo, and I will see you guys in the next one, boys. I'm out. Peace.